I have found there's quite a bit of scripture in the Psalms that talks about God sending angels and that they are there to do his will. And it talks about angels picking you up so that you don't strike a stone. And a dear friend of mine had an experience. She was OCD, and they put her on a ventilator that needed to be suctioned, and no nurses were coming to suction her. When she saw a woman go by the window that she had never seen before, and the woman came in and she said, "Do you want me to suction you?" And she said yes. And she said, "I will not take your last breath." And she suctioned her. And then the lady walked out and she never saw her again. And it's the belief of my friend that that was an angel.
I don't know what is there to talk about, because angels are true, and angels come in a variety of ways. And exceptionally, angels come directly from heaven. But angels also take over others to deliver the message. I've had many experiences like that. Little children will come and give me a message. Little children. And if you ask them, do you remember doing that, they wouldn't. Okay, they did not. And so was grown-ups, so was elderly people. There's a variety of people have come and given me messages. But, whether they remember it, whether they are inspired by it, I don't know. But whenever I went and asked them again, they didn't remember anything.
Like what?
They did not remember anything. I wanted more clarity, so I went back to them, especially the grown-up ones who came to me as angels. But they did not remember anything. There were many times I have said that people, spiritual people, whenever they say something, they don't remember it. Whenever they do things, they don't remember it. Whenever they hear things, they don't remember. They simply don't remember because they are spiritual. Because spiritual people are always in the present moment. Always in the present moment. And when you ask them what happened on such and such a day, they simply won't remember. Okay? And people ask me all the time, why would you remember that? Do you remember that? I don't. I can't remember because, the reason why I remember is if I'm in the past, if I'm reflecting on something that I know that had happened, then I'm not in the present moment. See, every spiritual encounter, every spiritual experience has to go with what I call Purnahuti. Purnahuti is right then and there. Leave the experience. Leave the enlightenment. Leave the experience. Leave whatever you learned at the foot of Jesus and remain empty. Okay? That is, even if something that is so memorable had happened, quickly let it go. Immediately let it go. Because those are the easiest ones to hold on to. And if you hold on to a baggage, you are not helping yourself to become empty. You're not. What is the most important thing for you is to remain empty, become empty. Don't accumulate baggages. Even if it is good experience, even if it is a remarkable spiritual experience, it's still something in the past. You don't want it. It takes you back to a past. You don't want that. Let go immediately. Even if an angel comes and talks to you and tells you things and all of that, you don't need to remember it so that you can talk about it again. Just let go right then and there. Take the message. Be grateful. Be joyous. Let the experience disappear. That is very important to a spiritual seeker. You need to always remain empty. Your soul must always be quiet. What happened yesterday? Not relevant. What happened even a few minutes ago? Not relevant. See, that is the reason why people who came to deliver me messages never remembered anything. Never remembered anything. I have several hundreds of experiences like that. So Purnahuti is a very, very important concept in spirituality. That is, leaving whatever experience, spiritual or temporal, it really doesn't matter. Leave it at the feet of Jesus, at the feet of God. Walk away absolutely empty-handed. Let him use it any way he wants. If there is a use for it, he knows how to remind you. He knows how to help you remember it. He knows how to help you talk more about it. But you don't need to hold on to any of it. Does it make sense?
Certainly.
You really don't. It's a detriment, actually. It's something that, it's counterproductive to a spiritual aspirant. You will have so many apparitions, so many things will happen in your life. If you're holding on to each and every one of them, you're not progressing. Remain empty.
What if some of these experiences greatly increase your faith? Why would you not want to remember them?
You don't need memories for faith. You really don't. Faith is not an order, it's an organic thing that develops in you. It's not. If you have faith, you have faith. It's not something that is organic. It's growing one on top of the other as an order. That's not how it is. Okay? So you really don't need memories for faith. If you have the witness, if you are witnessing God in your spiritual journey, leave it. Leave it at the foot of Jesus.
What do you mean witnessing God?
You will be running into God many times in your spiritual journey.
Yeah.
There is nothing surprising about it.
Right.
You will be running into your ancestors. You'll be running into saints that you are very inspired by. So none of these things are surprising. You would be running into angels who are coming to deliver you messages. All of these things will happen, especially at an early stage it will happen. But if you're holding on to them, you are holding on to the wrong things. When you leave them at the foot of Jesus, Jesus knows how to use that experience out of you. It is not a requirement for you to remember it. Trust Jesus, that let him handle any way he wants. Walk away from it empty-handed. Remain empty.
Let me ask you a kind of a personal question,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to answer it if you don't want, since it's
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah.
When I spoke with you, and you asked me what I could pray for,
Mm-hmm.
and you said, I am constantly under attack.
Yeah.
And I asked what it is that you feel under attack for.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the past and the experiences with my marriages. Oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wave my hand.
Mm-hmm.
If God forgave those things,
Mm-hmm.
why can't you forgive those things?
Mm-hmm. I have forgiven. I have let go of it. But you see, attack happens when you are in a moment of weakness. Or
A moment of weakness
yeah,
is when
when
you don't stay in the present reality
yeah, and you are taken back. Yes,
taken back.
that happens. So see, remaining in the present moment and remaining in the emptiness of your soul, that's the requirement, but that's not the condition you are in all the time. And the attacks happens, to bring you back, not out of that emptiness. That's what the attacks are all about. Take you out of that emptiness of your soul. Take you out of that peace that you have in your soul.
And take you back to memories that hurt.
Yeah, that happens all the time. So when I'm asking for prayers, that's what I want people to pray for me.
Yes.
Because that itself is a tremendous struggle.
Yeah.
Tremendous struggle. It just comes in a variety of ways. Just like the angels come in a variety of ways, Satan also comes in a variety of ways. They can come to you as your, favorite cousins. They can come to you as your best friend. They can come to you as a little child. It really doesn't matter. They can get you back into your past just like that.
Yeah.
Okay?
And rekindle the hurt, the guilt.
Every time. And the thing is, they don't know what your condition is. They don't know what you desire. They don't know what you aspire to be. They don't understand those things.
Yeah. All they understand is the attack.
Exactly. If you don't remember, they will remember. Okay? There are a lot of people who will be happy to carry your baggage. You don't need to hold on to any of them. Just hand it out. Let them carry it for you. If you don't want to leave it at the foot of Jesus, at his feet, fine. There are so many of your friends who will be glad to carry your baggage. Okay? So many of your relatives will. So many of your favorite cousins will. All of them will carry your dirty laundry very happily. You don't need to hold on to any of that. You don't. Just let them handle it, let go.
Why is it that certain instances seem to have a memory for you?
It's not that I have a memory for them. When I'm reminded, yes, I remember them.
When you're reminded.
So normally an incident, maybe something I'm watching on TV, something will make me remember all of those things. Of course it does.
It triggers it.
Yeah. Of course it does. See, I'll give you an example. I'm a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yes.
Okay, now it is not the season. So what I do is, there are old, games that is on YouTube, which I download and watch.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watch them, I remember the places, I remember the stadium, I remember everything. Sometimes I remember going there with my son. I remember all of those things. So do they bring me back memories? Of course it does. And does it also bring me hurt? Of course it does. So one thing is, I don't need to watch these games. But when I have some free time, I would love to watch them. I'd love to see them play. So it happens. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
See, this is what secular living is all about. Even religious living, it's the same thing. But how do you, exercise emptiness and purnahuti? In situations like that, it's definitely a challenge. I'm not saying that it is not going to be easy. Of course it's going to be a challenge. But always remember that. Always leave it at the foot of Jesus and remain empty. Remain empty. Because it is in that emptiness all of your enlightenment depends on it.